Hello, my brothers and sisters. My name is Tim Heijen and I am a dragon witch. And welcome again in the Belgian forests, where I love to talk to you about dragons. In this case, something also, sometimes I think that you need to know some things that are very personal inside of my dragon's path. Maybe it can help you as well alongside inside of your dragon's path. In this case, I want to talk to you about a ritual that I actually unknowingly did. Dragon rituals, they are like a piece of art. You don't know when it comes, and when you do it, it's out of your own movements, your own mouth, your own things to say to the dragons in order so that your dragon and yourself can be together here on earth. Or maybe that you can join them on the dragon realm. That is what the dragon ritual is all about. To be together, to connect with each other, and to understand whatever we are saying to each other. So with that being said, in fact, my first ritual was and I unknowingly did so. I met my dragon in 2005 on my birthday. I didn't know what was going on. I was very much confused, and of course, I was no one to talk with. And I rejected the dragon because I loved it. I loved the dragon. I loved to be with it, with my dragon. It was amazing. Don't understand me wrong, but I pushed him away. I pushed him away afraid of what people might say if I changed my lifestyle all the way so that the dragon would be inside of my life. So I rejected the dragon in the beginning, but the dragon didn't want to have it, so took me alongside of him and showed me the dragon realm. Alongside here in this world, I was empty. I was rejecting myself from everything worldly, everything that is alive, everything earthly pleasures. And unknowingly, I participated inside of one gigantic ritual, my first ever, and that was rejecting myself from all earthly pleasures. So no alcohol, no no meat, no anything of pleasures. Also not sexual handlings. So that means nothing at all. So I rejected all of that. No alcohol, no cigarettes, nothing. So after 5 months, like I said before, 5 months it took. So everyone thought that I was going insane, and I was going insane, to be very honest. But I wanted to have this, I felt that this was going to get me closer to the dragon, and eventually, after 5 years, that also happened after 5 years. But not just not on my just on my shoulder. It was actually much deeper. I wanted to go into detail what actually happened. After 5 months, I was completely hollow. I mean, I was actually planning to continue this ritual, this ritual of rejecting every earthly pleasure. So in order that I can understand the dragon much better. But the dragon came to me inside, not really a vision. It was like I was sitting in front of you. I could see the dragon, and I was so happy because I was afraid that I would, um, you know, that I was angering the dragon that I saw. Because in fact, all my mind, all my soul screamed that I wanted to be with the dragon, and that is something that my dragon could hear and feel. My dragon could very much understand it, that I loved him. So you cannot lie to dragons. Lying is something that you cannot do, because dragons, they can read your mind. They can read your mind. If you are connected to a dragon, then these dragons are one with your mind. So it doesn't make any sense so that you lie to them. But what happened after it, I had my dragon image, my first that actually awakened me. I had a figurine, something like this. I still have it on my dragon altar in the centerpiece of it. That was my first, and I had this on my table. Unknowingly, I did that ritual. I did a ritual that I will never forget, because, like I said, I rejected myself also from sexual handlings. And once my dragon came in front of me, once my dragon came with me, it was what you can actually call, what I can consider as a dragon sex ritual. That and A lot of people say it's some kind of a fetish that I have. Well, in fact, my brothers and sisters, the first moments before I was awakened by the dragon, before I saw the dragon, actually I wasn't even thinking about the dragon. I didn't have the dragon on my mind. It came by itself. And that is a dragon sex ritual. What is in fact that? What is this? You have to understand that dragons are not humans, so no morals of humans. It's completely different. That is something that you have to forget. Whenever you meet the dragon, they are not humans. They are nothing like humans. And sometimes the dragons also needs to adjust themselves. So because they are not used to connect with humans, because you are humans with a dragon spirit, but you are still a human. So sometimes dragons need to also, because we also need to do that. We also need to readjust ourselves, so in order to understand the dragon's behaviors and the dragon's way of doing. But the dragon actually touched my shoulder and said it was enough. 5 months was enough. Enough torture for yourself. And the first thing that actually happened was, if I can say to you, a dragon sex ritual is actually whenever you are putting up something like, when you feel as much draconic as possible, like wearing a dragon mask, and you are there next to a dragon altar, or when your dragons are present, call your dragons there, or when you are completely naked in the forest. Not naked in the forest, but if you are naked in front of your dragon altar. So it can also that you are actually calling out for them so that they can do something like this. But it is not like this. So that the dragon actually touched my shoulder, it was enough. But the first reaction was, I was completely in a trance. Whenever I saw my dragon, and whatever happened then is something that I can say. I saw the dragon realm at that moment. It was so powerful, it was so insane. But what in fact did I do? What was my ritual that I did? You know, like I said, I have a dragon image in front of my table, just next to my bed. And this was much more powerful than I could even realize, because next to my dragon image, I put some feathers, also a glass of water for drinking, simply that, next to my bed, or a glass of water, a feather because I thought it was beautiful, a stone, a white stone, because also the reason why I thought it was beautiful, and actually a candle. So, without even knowing it, all 4 elements were present just next to me. And that is what I came to realize later, that all of these elements were there. All of them were. And so all of them, like I said, with my ritual that I did for 5 months, it was finally done to unleash it, to let it go away. So earthly pleasures are back again, but in a very different kind of level. So a lot of people say it's like a fetish, but it's not, nothing at all like it. It is a, it's what I can actually describe it is more like an opening to a gate. Opening your gate is actually opening. It's pure power, pure energy, and whatever you are doing then is sexual interaction with a dragon, and that is also it also depends on what your relationship is with your dragon. Some dragons don't do that. There are a lot of dragons that are not doing that because your relationship is completely different. But in other cases, your relationship can be very like that, and whenever this happens, at that moment they don't look at your human face, because you might say you are a human, that is the dragon, that cannot be, but your spirit needs to come out for this, and that is what your dragon is doing it, because your dragon has been without you for such a long time, and now you are finally like this present, so the dragon is actually trying to see through your eyes. Whenever you are doing a dragon sex ritual, your dragon is trying to do that, looking into your eyes. Eyes are the windows of the soul. So open your eyes as much as possible whenever you have this ritual. Lay down and, lay down in front of your, dragon altar, you could say, but I didn't even realize it was some kind of an altar. But the 4 elements were present and the dragon image was present. So it was much more powerful than I could even realize. So I laid myself down. And yeah, I will not go into details, but that was a ritual that was opening gates. That was intense. And without even knowing it, my brothers and sisters, you are even giving life. Whenever you might say you are just a human here, but in fact, it is your spirit that takes over at that ritual. Your spirit is completely in control, and that is what you have to also let your spirit in control. Whenever your dragon pushes and pins you down, the dragon is in control. Let the dragon do everything. Just lay down and let the dragon come and let them. That is actually very much a dragon witchcraft. Very much. Very powerful dragon witchcraft. But after 5 months of nothing, that is in fact. And that was a seal that I had on my dragon's path. A seal of our Trinity that we have, the dragon's eye. Your dragon spirit, your dragon's guardian, and the dragon god all together. And that is what we are. Whenever we have this interaction, whenever we have this ritual, we are all together in this. But the dragon wants to look into your eyes. Your eyes can see much more. Your eyes is holding the dragon spirit. And that is what they are looking at. Whenever they are looking at you, they are looking at the dragon soul that lives within you. That is what they want to get out. And whenever they have this interaction, whenever you have this ritual, whenever it's successful, like with myself, you are going to see the dragon realm, how it looks like. You are going to see how your dragon is looking like. And that is how everything actually started with me. It is very personal. That is the reason why I don't shout it off the rooftops. But in fact, it all started there, from that moment. People are very, very fast with judgments like this. So I will not say this to everyone and just say whatever happened, because actually, like I said, it is very personal. Everything that happens on your dragon's path is very personal. But in a way, I can believe that it might help people, so that you have to loosen up. You have to loosen up, not be restricted by your human morals or something like that. You know, like I said, dragons are no humans. Dragons know what they want and they will take it. And if it's you that they are wanting and you have to do interaction with them, you will do it. I will not going against it. Like I said, I pushed the dragon away, but the dragon didn't want to have it. So the dragon made me do all these rituals, because without even knowing it, I was doing all these rituals all together, and it made me so close to the dragon. 5 months, nothing, then boom, then it happened. A dragon sex ritual. It's whenever you are doing this with your partner, for example, whenever you want to open the gates of the dragon, I have an advice for you. Put all of the elements together. Let Fafnir, Leviathan, Tiamat, and Quetzalcoatl be nearby. Also, that is also what I can recommend, because I used to, and I didn't even realize, I had a real skeleton inside of my bedroom, because I was like a horror fanatic, and I had, this was from an old school, so I had a real skeleton. So there were dead watching us, dead from the other side. And that is also what I can recommend if you have this. You know, if you have animal bones or skulls or something like this, let the dead watch. Because not for long ago, I had a dream that was very vivid. A dream of two mating dragons, while every animal being, spirits, Pan, the goat-like figure, was actually playing with a flute. And that is when the dragons were actually mating together, while everyone was watching and in amazement, because this is beautiful actually. And that the dragons were breeding and letting life go again, continue with the dragons. And that was actually very beautiful. That is also what can happen, you know. These animals were actually passed away. These were from the other side. Animals, beings from the other side. They were actually looking at the dragons from the other side. So I can recommend, let them watch. Let them watch whenever you have this. But you have to be very, different. You have to let your human self sleep. And that is eventually, I didn't had anything human. After these 5 months, my humanity was dead. I was dead, I was empty, there was nothing. There was only my love for the dragon. And once the dragon came, the dragon let the dragon inside of myself be fueled. But fueled my brothers and sisters, fueled like never before after 20 years experiencing something so intense that I cannot even describe it. So if you want to do something like this, you cannot be prepared for something like this, but open yourself up for the dragon. The dragon is your key, your dragon self is your key. Have I done this later on? I tried, but it won't be such an intense moment like it was the first moment. But whenever you have this ritual, like the four elements were present, the dead were watching by, they're watching us. I mean, several, because I also had different kind of skulls, real skulls from animals. But I felt they were sometimes watching us alive, and I cared, but I found it beautiful. It was actually a beautiful thing. I was going to the other side, alongside with my dragon, by doing that sex ritual. It is about the pleasure. Pleasure was beyond this world. I could not understand it because I never had this before, and it was magic. It was magic, and then I described him as, "Oh, are you God? Are you the God actually?" But yeah, he's the dragon spirit. But to you, he is much closer to the God, of course. And it opens a lot of gates. And I also have to remind yourself, whenever you do this with your dragon, it can be that you create new life on the other side, because your dragon will carry your seed, or maybe that you will carry it yourself and you don't even realize it, that you will carry the seed of the dragon, or that the dragon will carry your seed, but you won't see it because it will happen in the dragon realm. In the dragon realm, there might be children of yourself because of that ritual, because of the ritual that you did. You don't need to be embarrassed for this. This is completely 100% natural, because your dragon is finally connecting again with the dragon that they are connected with for such a long time. The lost dragon, finally it's there. Finally they have found you. And the first thing to open you up is actually in that way. That is a very efficient, very intense, and very connected, you can say. So if you want to do a ritual like that, so open yourself up. So open up yourself, let yourself be vulnerable and call up for the dragon. It was actually the dragon that came to me once I did that ritual, because after these 5-month ritual. But if you want to do it for yourself, let the elements be present. Occasionally, maybe it could be that you let the dead watch you. Open up the gates. Don't be afraid of the other side, and let yourself be guided by the dragon in a ritual that is extremely intense. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.